Hello, Dragon Brawlers! My name is Loki, I'm joined by Scott, and we are back at Dragon Ball this time!
Yeah, it's been a hot minute,
I
but
mean, we've
finally
done
got
One
some
Piece,
things
we've
to
done Battle Spirits.
finally got to sink our teeth back into Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
We wanted to wait because they were only revealing like 2 cards a day, but we are going over this new dash pack for Zenkai Series 3, um, which is a lot better than previous
Dash packs.
dash packs because you get 5 cards in a pack. So it's
And there's
I
like
think
18 cards in the whole Dash pack set.
yeah. So hopefully these aren't going to be stupidly expensive,
They do
but
support some interesting decks.
yeah, so let's get straight into it with Son Goku, Pan, Trunks, Journey to the Cosmos.
I
It is a
think you
free
missed
cost.
one.
Oh, did I miss one?
Yes, SS4
Oh,
Son Goku Tearful Awakening.
I did. Oh, I already started off with missing
The
one.
leader.
Oh, the Z leader.
So here we
Uh,
have the situation, we actually talked about this on the reveals for Red, right?
mhm.
That in this format we have not seen Z leader. And now
No.
we see it, the Z leader for them.
Hmm.
Which, don't get me wrong, I'm happy we do get the Z leader,
Hmm.
but it feels like a bit underhanded way. So you don't get the full deck immediately.
Uh,
And it's not part of the core set, it's part of the promo that is going to run out eventually.
yeah, I guess. But let's go over it. It's a two
Yeah,
energy Z leader with a double strike built in. Only 15k, not 20k. Z Awaken when your life is 4 or less. Red Son Goku GT, Pan, Trunks GT. That's only one leader in the game as far as I'm
yep.
aware. Choose up to one red unison in your unison area and place one Saiyan card in your hand from under it. When this card attacks, draw two and add a marker to the chosen card. Pretty good.
I mean, that's exactly what the deck wants, right? You put the card under, you get to draw 2 cards, which is amazing. Uh,
And you get a marker.
if you have no Unison, though, doesn't draw cards again.
uh, does it
Or,
not?
well, no, if you have no
Because
Unison.
you can choose zero.
Oh. But you need to place 1 card from your hand under it.
But how can you if you choose zero?
But you still need to place the Saiyan under it.
Interesting. Well, that's an interesting thing.
If you choose
Um,
0, you can't place the card because there's nothing to place it under.
yeah, so then you still get to draw 2 cards, right?
I don't know. It's weirdly worded. Is that a
Interesting.
phrase? That is a phrase.
Or already off to a good start. Activate
Yes.
pin, remove this card from the game, choose one red unison with a specified cost of 1 in your unison area, add a marker to it, and it gains barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. I mean, that's fine, except it's already a quite small unison that they're probably just going to swing into. Maybe, I don't know, like, it can build markers quite a lot.
I mean, this is a protection against the Dark Smoke Shenron, isn't it? The Black Smoke Shenron. The 2-drop that can remove. Because that Unison is a 1-drop.
Yeah.
Because that Shenron can just remove a Unison that has specified cost 2 or less.
So, yeah, so then this protects you from someone just going, oh, you've got 10 markers on that thing?
Yeah, it
Smoke.
protects you against that auto lose, right?
Yeah. So that's pretty good in that regard. And then forces your opponent to swing into it. Also gets you your leader back so your leader can still do what leader wants, which I think
Yeah.
actually works quite nicely.
Yeah.
Only 2 Z energy, so it's not that bad, and it's just a double strike. You know,
If it
that's
also
that.
fixes, if it's how you say, and it fixes that draw, then it's really nice.
Yeah, if you can choose zero and still draw two,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. Um, and then now onto the Goku Pan Trunks
Journey
Journey
to the
Cosmos.
Cosmos.
So this is a free cost, free specified red, 05, 15k, deflect unique. When this card attacks, it gets 5k for the turn, and choose one. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards for 15 or less and KO it. Oh, it's nice to see red do stuff like that again. If this card has 25k or more, it gains double strike. Or if you have 4 or more energy, you may pay 2. If you do, play up to one Goku Pan and Trunks Galactic Explorers card from your hand on top of this card in active mode.
That's the
Yes,
big boy, isn't it?
that is DSI, yeah, I believe so.
That is
Um,
really scary.
yeah, because it's suddenly this 15k becomes an SR that's like surprise.
It gives you a dual attack on that SR because it plays it in active mode, but it's still attacking.
Oh yeah.
Because this is an attack proc.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
you get to attack with this.
Yeah. And then
play 8
really...
drop, and it's the 8 drop attacking with additional 5k on it.
Ah, yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
That is really good.
And then we have Activate Main. If you have 2 or more energy, play this card from under a unison, which is the whole deck, which makes sense. So really good card, really good support. It's all 3 of them, so they can all be searched off of themselves. Yeah, really good card. I like it a lot. There's not much more I have to add to it. Anything you want to
say? It's a really good support. It's very... I'm not going to lie, I am a bit worried about this. Also, what set was this deck from?
18, I think. BT18.
BT18 is SS4, Gogeta, and Sin.
No, that's 19. 18's Ultimate Squad.
19 is Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Android 13.
Oh. I don't know. It's Ultimate. It's from Ultimate Squad, I think.
Ultimate Squad, so that's 17.
Oh, 17. So 8.
Yeah, because UW8.
Yeah. That's see. I knew it. There was an 8 in there somewhere.
Because I just want to quickly pull up. Okay, it doesn't have any. It doesn't have any keywords, but it can give itself triple attack. The 8 drop.
On top of already attacking. So.
Yeah, so you get quad attack.
Which isn't bad.
No, it's 35k quad attack.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just trying to push them down into like low lives to mirror into a Champa double strike or something, like there's plenty of options.
Yeah.
Plenty of options.
This is scary because, there's 4 attacks, you can choose where they go.
Yeah, it could just be pure marker removal, right? This is just when it attacks, it doesn't have to be necessarily into a leader.
And the fact that the attack just keeps on going.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff there. So, like, this is like a battle trick card if ever I've seen one, and I think it's really fun.
Yeah. And now we can move on to Pan, Heartfelt Support. So a free drop, 10,000 power. If you have a Son Goku GT card in play this card from under a unison.
For free.
Yeah.
Bring her out.
Just a nice 10k attacker. And then activate main once per turn if you have 3 or more energy and you switch this card to rest mode. Add up to 2 cards from your life to your hand, which is decent. And then choose one Goku GT or Trunks GT card in your battle area and it gets 5,000 power for the turn. Again, you can boost that 8 drop. 40k quad attack.
Also, kind of, is it? What's the SS4 Goku secret?
Hyper Rush. If it has 60,000, you deal 1 damage.
Yeah, you can boost that up with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's something there with it. I don't think it's as good as the other one. Sorry, the other 2, I guess, because the Z leader is just innately. It's just a bonus, right? It's just a bonus.
It depends how the Z leader works, right? Can you draw 2 with no unison?
Yeah. True. If not, you just bring it into the battle phase. You awaken in your battle phase after you roll this 1-week leader. So
it's still a double strike. It's a surprise double strike.
Yeah. I mean, it's a more expensive Champa with no combo power,
but also no energy cost.
Yeah, true.
That SS4 doesn't have energy cost. It
Z energy.
Z energy, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, that's Pan. Then we get on to Blue, which is Blue Mojacker, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy about. I know I'm happy about it.
I did not expect this one to see support. I'm not going to lie.
So this was from Supreme Rivalry, I want to say.
Yes, because it was Gohan versus Bojack.
Yeah, that was such a fun. That's still one of my favorite sets the game's ever put out.
It was the one that could combo from energy and then play stuff after comboing from energy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the set Mitch Burr came out. It's just one of my favorite sets this game's ever done. So this is Zangief, right? I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful
Making sure I got them in the right order.
Yeah.
She is a 2-cost, 2 specified blue, 1Z energy. Barrier auto limit 1 if your leader is a blue Burjack Brigade. Sorry, no. If your leader is Burjack Brigade, doesn't have to be blue.
But all
And
of your
all of your
energy is blue.
energy is blue. It doesn't have to be a blue leader.
Yes, you can play a blue card in your yellow leader. You know, the
Yep.
one that doesn't do anything when it awakens?
The best card.
Of course.
When this card is played, place 1 blue Burjack Brigade card from your hand in your energy in rest mode. So just straight ramp. Yes, it's in rest mode, but who cares? It's ramp.
Mm.
And then auto KO this card when you play a blue Burjack card. That card gains barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. Pretty decent. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah. You get to KO this card, it gets removed from play, but then you give barrier, so your boss monster just stays around.
Yeah. Decent.
And then we
like it's Z-Deck support, right? So it can go in there and it fits in nicely.
Yeah. It fits what the deck wants to do. It's yeah, I mean it also ramps you, right?
Yeah, I think the ramp's the key thing there.
Yeah, because you play her and it ramps you.
And you've got DMAC, you've got Senzu. I mean, you can't offensively untap with Senzu now, but I mean, to be fair, you could even combo with Zeno to get the energy back if you really want to do it that way.
Mm.
So
yeah,
plenty of ways around it. Next up, we've got Burjack. Gokua. Yeah, take it away.
So Gokua Canning Slayer is a 4-drop, 2 specified blue, 1 cost 5k combo, 20,000 power. Auto 1 blue at the end of the battle where you use this card from your hand or energy in a combo. You may play this card from your drop. So this is what the deck wants to do, right? And then limit 1, auto. When this card is played, you may place 1 blue Bojack Brigade from your hand in your energy in rest mode. If you do, place 1 of your energy in your drop, and your opponent places 1 card from their hand at the bottom of their deck. Hand control in Bojack? Question mark? So you play this, you put blue Bojack Brigade card from your hand in energy, so you ramp 1.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to do that, you need to choose 1 of your energy and put it in the drop, but then your opponent places 1 card from their hand at the bottom of their deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Card doesn't have any protection. It's decent because whatever you're going to put in your energy, we know it's going to. You can combo it, right? It comes in rest mode, which is I think the biggest problem, and needs to be specific Bojack Brigade, but you can combo with it.
You can also place the energy you place in rest mode into the drop.
Yeah, if you really want to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can just rotate an unneeded card.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have Space Pirate Captain Bojack.
There you go. Are you taking it?
So he is 4 with 2 specified blue. He is a 1/5. All of them are for that deck. 20k. Double strike. Auto 1 blue. If you have 3 or more energy at the end of a battle where you use this card from your hand, or energy in a combo, you may play this card from your drop. When your opponent attacks, use 1 mono blue Bojack card in your energy in a combo. If you do, add the top card of your deck to your energy.
Oh, that snapped.
So good.
That is snapped.
Good. Yeah, it's really good.
You can only do it once, doesn't matter how many you get on board, which is fine, but getting a double striker like this on board is just... That's scary. You do need to have 3 or more energy, but then Zangia makes sure you have that, right?
Exactly.
I mean, Zangia makes sure that turn you are at 4 energy. On turn 3 you're at 4 energy. So you get to attack, combo this guy out, pay for him, and still have 2 energy open. If you pay for his combo.
Yeah. It's really neat. This card's really good. Must include in the deck, I think.
Really nice support for the blue Bojack Brigade.
Yeah. The Gokua, it's whatever, you know what I mean? It's just another cog in that machine.
I think Zangia and Bojack are the important ones.
Yeah. They're gonna put you a foot up, right? And I think for the most part it's pretty balanced.
Uh, then we're going for the green support for my favorite deck that can burn.
Take it away. It's your favorite deck. It's your best deck.
Of course. So, Golden Freezer, Return of the Destroyer. A 2 cost with 2 specified green and 4 Z energy. That's a massive one. 20,000 power. Deflect, double strike. For each green unison in your drop, reduce the Z energy cost of this card in your Z deck by 1. Up to 2.
So it can lowest it can become is 2, which I think I actually kind of like that. And I think, is this the first time we've seen a restriction on how much something can be reduced by?
No, normally it's just reduce the energy cost of this card, but then you have a specified cost.
Yeah, no, but like this is like specifically saying you can only reduce by 2. I think that's the first time we've seen that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very different way of doing that, but I'm not against it. It's nice and clear.
I mean, yeah, pay 2 just for this guy. That would be snapped. Right?
Yeah, well.
But yeah, so at least you have to pay 2 and 2 Z energy.
So deflect, double strike, auto once per turn if it's your turn. When your green unison is placed in your drop, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, and this card gets 5,000 power for the turn.
Okay, why not, right?
So I'm going to empower my own unison, and I'm going to play this guy, remove your barrier stuff, and have a 25k double strike. Also, bear in mind, it's once per turn, not limit 1.
Yep. So if you have multiple of these guys, they're gonna really start hurting.
And then, because this card didn't have enough yet.
No. It's already really good. So let's just add something else to it.
Activate main, once per turn, pay 2 green if your leader is a green Frieza Clan card and you have 4 or more energy. Play 1 green unison with specified cost of 3 or less from your hand with a marker on it.
Why not?
I
Because
mean,
why not?
lets you reduce the cost of the free drop by 1. Reduces the markers, but this is all for the deck that's all about unison, so it's going to have those markers from the Bloody Empower. I hate that deck with passion.
Yeah.
Especially just drops that Frieza on you, right?
Yeah, it's a brutal deck, and this makes it more brutal, as does the next card. Cruel Commander! It's a 1 cost, Empower green free. If this card has 3 or more markers on it, when this card is played, add 1 green card from your drop to your Z energy.
And he gets dual attack. And then
it's green card, so this basically makes your unison Z energy, which is
or extra cards.
Or extra card. Yeah, that's true. Extra cards as well. And then he gets a +1. Activate main, burst 1. This card gets 10k for the turn.
I mean, 15k dual attack that charges your Z energy. Yeah.
This guy's great. This
Seems
guy's
fair.
great. I love this guy. He's great.
And they finally have a cooler unison as well for the deck.
True. Yeah, I think he slots right in and just makes he helps you do what you would do anyway with your empowering, but he also gets you the energy.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps on giving you that the energy builds the markers. But of course, we're not done with the support for this deck because every deck is getting 3 cards.
Yep.
King Cold, leader of the Frieza clan. No, he's not supporting King Cold's deck.
No. Why would you think that?
A 4-drop, 1 specified green, 20,000 power, 0 cost 5k. Unique barrier blocker. For each green unison in your drop, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. It's a 1-drop 20k barrier blocker. Because 1 specified green. Auto once per turn if your leader is a Frieza Clan card. At the end of your turn or when this card activates its blocker skill, switch it to active mode. So you get to attack with this barrier blocker, then restand it at the end of the turn, and then when your opponent attacks, you block with this barrier blocker, and then it restands again. When this card activates its blocker skill, use 1 mono green card with 5,000 combo power from your drop in a combo with its skills negated for the battle. Sorry, did I say 20,000 power barrier blocker? I meant 25.
Not
twice.
once per turn. It's not limit one. It's just
No, it charges you 2Z energy if your opponent decides as much as to look at attacking into you.
yeah. So the cooler deck's really scary now. I mean, to be fair, this is just like a good Freezer clan thing that runs unisons anyway, right? Like, you know,
Yeah, but
it's.
you.
Oh yeah, it can the cooler deck. Sorry, just yeah.
Yeah, it just goes for their unisons like there's no tomorrow. I'm just going to
Yeah.
drop this and another, and oh no, sorry, it has unique. Never mind. But still, it's a good card. Oh, you removed it. Well then, let me introduce you to my friend King Cold.
Yeah, it's really strong. And next
Speaking
up
of
we
the
have
decks that didn't need support,
yeah. This was such an odd choice, I guess. Yeah, I really don't know.
I guess it was a while since it topped.
Yeah, but I feel like it's always been a presence, you know. Maybe that's it, right? Just maybe they just wanted to give it some support for yellow, and they didn't know what deck to give it, so they went with a deck that's still pretty
Plays.
good.
And that doesn't have a Z leader yet, right? Because they were
Yeah.
looking for a leader from that era that needed a Z leader, and the problem is none of the yellow decks there was playing, maybe besides Slug.
Yeah,
No,
I was
Slug is
gonna,
not
I was gonna say Shadow Dragons was probably the other option, and like, does anyone really want Shadow
No.
Dragons? Like, so yeah, I guess Trunks Cheetah makes sense. So yes, this is a Z leader for Trunks Cheetah. It awakens for 2Z energy and 1 yellow. It does have critical when your life is 4 or less, and you have a yellow Vegeta Trunks Future, which is Trunks Cheetah.
Yeah.
You pay 1, you evolve on top of it.
Z Awaken.
I said evolve. I know keywords and effects.
So it
Also,
goes
one
from
per-
double strike, because 2 of them attacking, to very angry Trunks, so critical.
Which is actually kind of scary in that deck, because that deck
Yeah.
does have some options to make it very punishing on when it swings into your life.
Oh god, yeah.
Also, once per turn, when this card attacks, it gets 5k power for the turn, and then you choose one. I really like this, by the way. I really like this. You get the 5k, and then you get an effect on top of that.
Yeah.
So you can draw, because the cards in your hands, right? You don't need that many of them. Have more. Or play 1 yellow Trunks Future, Vegeta, or Bulma Future when edge cost of 1 from your hand, or drop in rest mode. That's such a good
Without
effect.
negating skills, so of course, you also get to draw 1.
It's so good.
And then activate main, because it didn't have enough skills yet. Let's be honest, the first auto on the attack is the same as the Trunks Cheetah, it just gets 5,000 power.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. But activate main, once per turn you can pay 1 yellow. Choose 1 SSB Vegeta and SS Trunks Father Son Bonds card in your battle area. Draw 1 card and switch it, and discard to active mode.
I mean, at least this kind of tries to put people back into playing that boss monster.
Yes. Yes. You do need to choose one to activate this skill.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, a lot of people are going to run it just because it's a critical attacker that doesn't remove itself. After you use your leader ability, the defensive 10k and double strike, you're just going to go into this, and then you just sit on this with critical attacking. Why would you attack with something that gives them cards to hand when you can just start threatening their life?
Yeah, and this is just a 20k swing every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's 20k, so they need to have that 10k to stop it.
Yeah. It's great. I think I don't think the deck needed it per se, but for what it is, it's great. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like there's no way of getting around it. It's a good card for a deck that I don't think needed it. You could argue Cooler did need it. You can definitely argue Bojack needed it, and you can argue that the Space Adventures also needed it. So all of those cards, like those decks, made sense
because
support.
they haven't been doing much. This one we've seen still people bringing them to final championships.
Yeah, even 6 months ago when these cards were probably developed, like I still think that deck was formidable.
Oh yeah, that's when that deck was meta, wasn't it?
Possibly. Maybe that's why, right? Maybe they wanted to give a deck that was like people liked, and then give it that Z leader, because then it's like, oh well, we brought this deck now into this format properly. Which again, I think that's a fair shout, if that's what they wanted to do. I definitely think this means more people are going to be playing it, which is a good thing, right? Anything that's not red or blue is
we don't see red that much. Now we see blue.
Yeah, that's, you know what I mean. So if this brings yellow back into the fold, as much as it is, okay, it's Trunks Cheetah again. It's like, Well, at least it's different in differentiating the meta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But that's not all of the support that the deck got.
No, because there's 2 more cards!
So we're starting with... there we go. With this one. Son Goku and Vegeta, Alliance of Rivals. Which is yellow 1-drop Goku Vegeta. It is Vegeta. It can be played by the Trunks Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
It has Barrier. Like all of the 1-drops for that deck.
Mm-hmm.
If your leader is a yellow Trunks feature card, when this card is played, you draw 1 card. Which is cool. It works with the Trunks Vegeta and it works with the... No, that blocker was a Gohan leader, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. Activate main, limit 1. If your leader is both a yellow Vegeta and Trunks feature card, and you discard this card from your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards or unisons with cost 2 or less and switch it to rest mode.
I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't run the card. Like, if I was to run Trunks Jr., which I wouldn't run anyway, but, like, I don't think it does anything for the deck. I mean, I know why it's there, it's for the next card to set up that, but I don't think the deck could run this. Like, if you're running it on theme, cool, it's a nice little flavor splash.
It's really good when you go into a matchup against Sin.
Okay, I could see that. That's fair. I can see that.
Because if you go in the matchup against Sid, they drop a 1-drop, or a 2-drop rather, and you can rest it and attack into it. So you remove that Haze or Oceanus. Haze got hit, but
Haze no longer exists.
It's good against Oceanus.
Yeah, okay.
It's something that lets you hit those
small... Wait, no, didn't Oceanus have barrier?
No, it gives barrier.
Oh, okay.
And then you can resurrect this, because again it's a Vegeta, so it still draws you a card.
Yeah, so, I just don't see me playing
resting a unison with energy cost of 2 or less just seems weird, because it doesn't stop Bunison.
I was gonna say, like you look at this, like if you got this, I'd rather just run Black Smoke over it.
Yeah.
So I get where this card gets come from in design, but in terms of what the deck needs, it doesn't need this card. In terms of what this card sets up, it kind of does need this card to be reliable. So yeah, I mean,
no other Goku you can bring out to do this lovely Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta fight for the future.
You know what? This might actually be... Maybe it wouldn't be decent. Maybe Vegeta could get some use out of this card as well, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Goku Vegeta, isn't it? It's 2 materials.
Yeah, so there's
and it's a yellow, so that's the only color that it doesn't have.
Yeah, so there's potential with that, I guess. But yeah, so it all sets up for this, which is Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Fight for the Future, a 5 cost with 3 specified yellow, 25k. It's a double strike, X Evolve, limit 1, pay 1 yellow. You have 3 or more energy, and you draw a card. Yellow Son Goku Vegeta with an energy cost of 1 each.
So no, this is the important one. This is X Evolve, not Union Potara.
Oh, I misunderstood this card.
Yes, you evolve it on top of that 1-drop. So you swing with your leader, bring that 1-drop out, and evolve this on top. And that's why when it's played with X Evolve, it switches itself to active.
But this is the only card you can do it on.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh man, I thought it was a different kind of thing. Damn, never mind.
But you keep on missing the point here. That Trunks Vegeta needs to see one of the 1-drops to be able to set this up. Because if it sees the Goku Vegeta, it obviously sees the Goku Vegeta. If it sees Vegeta, that plays Trunks from the deck with skills negated. Next turn, it plays that Trunks to play Goku Vegeta from the deck.
Yeah.
Because you keep on forgetting they played the other one from the deck.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I can see it. So then when it's played using X Evolve, you switch it to active mode. So because they get played in rest mode sometimes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then when this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons, and it can't be switched to active mode until the end of the next charge phase. Which, that's...
I mean, that is actually quite decent, right? Because that explains why you rest their unison.
Yeah, you rest it, then they can't untap it until the next
exactly, and then you keep it locked.
Maybe now that you point it out, I can kind of come around on it, but I still don't think you'd run this engine in it.
It's kind
mean,
of
I could
like
be
a
completely
lock for the unisons that uh, the free drop trunks keeps on the battle cards.
Yeah,
The first battle card they play comes in rest.
comes in rest mode. Yeah.
So this one just
Hmm.
keeps the lock on that unison, and then it can start extending it to the other cards. Think of that Gogeta that we have seen rampaging over the final championships. Every single red deck was running that Gogeta because it could go
Yeah.
to that double strike. It's a 2-drop unison. You can keep it rested with this engine.
Hmm. Interesting. I kind of want to see someone build it. Like again, it's not a deck I would play personally. Like, but you know, like you've convinced me that there's a line of play and methodology to having them in the deck now, which I came into this thinking there wasn't. I wrote these 2 cards off, which that's why we do this. We have discussion, we have conversation. I don't know. Maybe if there's more cards that lets you bring out the Vegeta. I know it's consistent and you can easily do it, but I'm just like,
It's a question
I
of
don't know.
finding the 5-drop Vegito. But the other thing is that I don't think the deck needed it, because that's the thing. That's why you're struggling with it so much. The deck is so powerful and was not hit in any way.
Yeah,
So it
I-
doesn't need this engine.
no, like, because you got to think, what do you take out of it? You're not going to take Repulse out for it. You're not going to take out the like you're going to keep a Patine and stuff. Like, if nothing else, it's cool it exists, right?
Yes.
It's another option. I think
You
that's
get
the
to
best I
play
can say.
Vegito as the Trunks Jita.
Yeah, which is cool and it makes sense thematically. So, like, that part of me is like, it's great, but then the part of me where it's like, I get what all of these are doing, except these because this deck didn't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because the
One
deck...
deck that did need support though
Scott.
is the Supreme Kai of Time deck,
Yeah.
which definitely has struggled in the past,
Still
but
does.
has also had a lot of potential. I think that's fair to say. I think that deck has been.
Yeah.
A lot of people have had some success with it, like not the best of successes, but it's also like as the game has gone on, it's just kind of fallen out, right? So this is really nice to see Bandai come back to a leader that I didn't really think they would support again, because she's not the most popular character, you know what I mean? Like there was God Trunks there for the taking.
Not many people know who Supreme Kai of Time is, even.
Exactly. But they looked at the deck and they went, how do we make this great? So they brought out Pan, Search for Another World.
I have a
She
wrong
is-
card up.
Oh, did I skip one?
No. I have them in the wrong order.
Oh, okay. So she is a 1-drop, 1 specified black, that's important to note, and 2 Z energy. Auto limit 1. If your leader is Supreme Kai of Time, when a card is placed from your life in the drop by one of your leader skills, add the top card of your deck to your life. One of the major drawbacks of Supreme Kai of Time was that it was critting life.
Like no tomorrow.
This mitigates that so heavily that it basically.
It only mitigates it once per turn, which is something to say. And the other thing is, this card doesn't have any protection.
No. So if you've got a counter play, like you could charismatic villain it.
You can shocking death bullet.
Oh no, you would do the crit first, and then you'd like before you even attack.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you-
I'm just saying that there is all of the counter plays, not even the battle card counter plays, just the old counter plays.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
15k, etc. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is a fair point. That is a fair point. It is susceptible, but I mean, it has to be because this card is great. Because then it has a second effect, which is activate main, limit 1, bond 3, cards with Xena in its name, which is all of the deck basically. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the warp.
Just that.
Just warp a card. Like,
Yeah,
obviously
on the
doesn't
one
ignore
drop,
barrier,
this
but-
is scary.
Yeah, this card is phenomenal. Like honestly, like this
This
one
is
card
the power
alone.
level of a card that should be in a Z deck.
Yes, very much so. It's you can have access to it. It fixes an issue with the deck that helped, like literally in an aggro format you would not run this because you couldn't do it because you'd like I'd lose my life.
Yeah.
This then takes that negative and arguably makes it a positive, right? Like it. So not only are you filling your drop now for Overrealm, which is not a problem in that deck, but like you also replace that life now.
Yeah, the fact that you get that life back, I think, is very, very important.
Yeah, so I think it's really, really exciting stuff. And then that tandems us in nicely too. I believe it's Goten next.
Yes.
Cool. 6 drop, 25k, 0-5 combo, whatever. Double strike. All right. Overwhelm 6. Only if your leader is Supreme Kai of Time, though, which I think is interesting. It stops you running this in other decks.
Yeah, because let's be honest, we've seen a Overwhelm 6 free cards that just go with a double strike.
That's true. Yeah.
And in general, Overwhelm cards with a double strike with no specified energy cost is just.
Yeah, like yeah, that's fair. When this card would be removed from a battle area, it's removed from the game instead. I think that's fair. I think that's a really fair permanent to put on it. Because when this card is played from your hand, draw a card. Okay.
That's fine.
Activate main, limit 1. If your leader is black and you have 2 more energy, and you have Trunks Xeno in play it from your hand or warp.
It needs to be specifically Black Supreme Kai of Time.
I didn't know it said Black Supreme Kai of Time. I just thought it was leader of Supreme Kai of Time.
No.
But that's good to know.
So you can only play one of those. You can play it from hand or warp. If you play it from hand, you also get to draw a card, so you get to replace it. If you overwhelm into it, you also get to replace it, which is, I think, interesting. Definitely stronger to play it as a 1-drop 25k double strike than anything else. But for that, you do need to set up the Trunks Xeno.
Which is also very easy to set up.
Yeah.
Then we'll go on to Trunks Challenge in the Dark Empire. Overwhelm 6 dual attack. If your leader card is a Black Supreme Kai of Time, when its card attacks, use 1 card with 5k combo power from your warp in a combo with its skills negated, so that can charge your Z energy, or
then
it fills up your drop.
Yeah, exactly. It can go back to drop. It's a 24k attacker, isn't it?
Yep.
Interesting thing is here that if you have a card in your warp that you can combo, you need to use it. Because it doesn't say use up to 1 card.
Yeah, true.
If you have that Goten and you want to play it, maybe not this turn, next turn, you can't attack with this Trunks. To be fair, you overwhelm into this Trunks and then you play that Goten immediately, because now you have a Trunks Xeno on board.
Yeah. All for 1 energy. You have a 24.
And then you can go into
attack.
a. What's that?
You could go into
Gotenks.
Gohank. No.
Gotenks.
Yeah, Gotenks. Yeah, Gotenks Xeno. Yeah. Gohanks is Trunks and Gohan.
Yep.
It's just really good and really nice synergy. I think it works really well.
But is it enough to boost that Scott into playable range?
I actually think maybe. I think so. I really want to see someone do it. I really want to see someone do it. I think there's a lot of potential there. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential, and hopefully somebody will make it happen. And if I don't get Mechikabura support, I'll probably try and play
I'm actually surprised they didn't go for Mechikabura here.
Look, right, I'm just sad, okay? I still don't have Time Power Unleash Mechikabura. I don't know what happened. Where is it? Why, Bandai? Why did you do this?
They don't have licensing.
I just want him back. I just need the Z leader, okay?
It's going to be announced in Dragon Ball Super Card Game Online Simulator.
That'll be fine. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
It's going to be online only card. You can never.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's fine. At least I can play Mechikabura online.
No, it's only going to be like an AI opponent that can use it.
Oh, that would kill me. That would kill. Yeah, it's like a boss monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Always manage. Well, of course, you'd always manage to see it in his Z deck. But before we finish up here, there is one final archetype that got some support. Take it away, Loki.
Yeah. So Agents of Destruction suddenly decided to get a support. So we have Majin Buu.
It's a steady deck. It's a steady deck. It's like I think a lot of people like it.
It's fairly fun deck. The first card for their support is not part of the archetype. Majin Buu, Pure Destroyer. It's not an Agent of Destruction, notably.
No, but it does do things with the edge.
Yeah,
it's not. Him himself does not have the margin on his forehead.
Yeah, it is a. I mean, we have Majin Buu, leader of the Agents of Destruction, as the leader, right? 1 drop with 1 Z energy and no specified cost, 5000 power, blocker. Activate main. If your leader's backside is a Majin Buu, leader of the Agents of Destruction, its front side is facing up, you have 6 or less life, and you have 2 or more energy, you flip one of your leaders to its back, draw 2 cards, and remove this card from the game. That's a complicated way of saying that.
Awaken.
You awaken your AOD leader.
Yeah.
And draw 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then activate main, limit 1. If your leader is black, you have 3 or more energy, and you place one of your Z energy in your drop. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it under this card, and this card gets 20,000 power until end of your opponent's turn. This is actually good for both the Black Buu leader and the AOD can also use it, right?
Yep. It's a really good example of a Z battle card being used in both decks. It's a really nice card.
It's better than the Migra, isn't it? Because it's a 1-drop.
Yeah.
Because you play it, you absorb the card by paying one of it's a cost 1 and 2 Z energy to absorb one of your opponent's battle cards.
Yeah.
And you have 25k beta or blocker, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, 25k blocker until the end of the next turn, yeah.
And then you do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's a really good card.
I think by far this is the best card because it has the generic support for any black deck. Because that last effect is for any black deck.
Yeah, true. All you have to do is be at free energy, yeah.
Yeah. And have a black leader. It even works with the Bardock, the black multicolor.
Yeah, Rainbow Bardock, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And
what do we have next?
The fan favorite, Omega Shenron, the strongest agent of destruction.
He's very cool.
He is cool. He doesn't work with any of the Sin Dragons. Shadow Dragons, sorry. So, 8-drop, 30,000 power, deflect. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, this card gains triple strike. Okay. When this card is played, choose one. You either draw a card or choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier and KO it. That is a green effect.
Yeah. But you know what? Give it to yellow anyway.
Sure, it doesn't matter. It's a rainbow deck either way.
Yeah, that's true.
Activate main, limit 1, pay 1 energy of any color. If your leader has Agent of Distraction in its card name and the total number of cards with Agent of Distraction in their names in your leader, energy, Z energy, battle area, and drop is 7 or more, you play this card from your hand.
Yeah, that's...
Doesn't check unison area.
No, it doesn't. But yeah, it's crazy good. This card.
But it checks for unisons and extra cards in the drop, which is cool. And in energy as well. And the Z energy.
It's removal, it replaces itself, it's a triple strike threat on 10 too.
Yeah, if you push for it.
Yeah. So
yeah, you can push for it and have it on turn 2. Because it counts the leader, it counts, let's say, 2 energy, so that's 3 cards. You would need to combo some stuff off to get up to 7.
Oh, yeah, but
also, as you progress on... No, your opponent needs to have 3 or more energies to have triple strike, so I guess you wait until your opponent actually has something you want to remove. Because it's also 1 energy, I remove whatever. It has deflect, you can't stop it.
Yeah, it's just really versatile, right? It's a beat stick or it's a removal.
It's always a beat stick.
Well, that's true, yeah.
It's removal if your opponent has something to be removed.
Yeah, if not, you replace it.
And of course, it doesn't work with any of the Shadow Dragons, which I don't understand.
Do you want this to work with the Shadow Dragons?
Sorry?
Would you want this to work with the Shadow Dragons?
I mean... Give it X-Evolve on top of Sin Shenron?
Oh no, God. Jeez, no, stop. And then the final card. Janemba, Bewitching Agent of Destruction. 2 cost, 2 blue, 0/5, 15. Permanent. This card's original skills cannot be negated in any area. Permanent. This card cannot be added to a player's hand. Or to a best one. When this card is played from your hand, draw a card. Activate main, limit 1. If you have 3 or more energy and you add 1 Agent of Destruction card other than this card to your hand at the end of your turn, switch this card to active mode. So bounce back anything you need.
Is it the bounce back?
It's the bounce back.
Are we sure?
I'm almost certain it's from field. I
Because
could
the
be wrong.
card is you add one AOD other than this card to your hand. From where?
Hmm. I know it doesn't say, but I'm fairly certain it's like, if unless it's specified, it's field, right?
I think so, but you don't add from the field because they had return to hand for a whole duration of this game.
Hmm.
Since set
I
1 till the latest set that. In the last set, they had return to hand.
Maybe. I guess we'll find out. But like my assumption is it's from field.
I mean, it's a cool thing that it can't be returned from drop, from warp, from field to hand. Also, you can't add it to hand by revealing it from the top 5.
True.
It can be drawn because even though drawing is adding cards to a player's hand, it's not confirmed. So I assume it can be drawn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As in like, oh, you draw 2 cards. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you can't look at the top 3 and add any AOD to your hand.
No, no. Yeah, makes sense. Um. So yeah, overall, really impressive dash pack. I don't think I want to see these every set. Because I feel like 18
18.
cards every set is too much.
I mean,
Unless
you
this
get
is with
5 cards
splitting
per
promos.
pack, but you want to get like 4 of each for majority of them. So I won't say every color, but then we also have AOD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up with 7,
6.
6. Yes, sorry, 6, 18. Uh, each of them has 1 card in a Z deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the pack is made up of 1 Z deck card and 4 non Z deck cards.
Okay.
As my understanding.
But then you have cards like Trunks Jita Leader, which you only want 1. And then you have like SS4 Z Leader, which you want 4. Or
Yeah.
3, or whatever is the amount that you're playing, because it can remove itself to give barrier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting for an ultimate Z Leader.
It'll happen at some point. Then again, we didn't get. Oh no, we did get a ultimate a unison. I was like, oh, we didn't get.
We didn't get multicolor unisons, though.
We got. We didn't get multicolor. No, that's true. But yeah, overall, really cool product. I mean, it's free when you buy boxes and stuff. So, like,
I think it's for every 6 packs, so you get 4 a box, or every 12 packs, so you get 2 a box. I don't remember.
either way, though, that's an extra 20 or 10 cards, which is, that's not too shabby. Especially some of these are, well, a lot of these are highly playable.
I think all of them are playable in their respective decks. Some are better than the other, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
the-
definitely
I
want
mean,
to see that Majin Buu Z battle card, because
the,
that card is
the
just amazing.
intention is clearly let's
Yeah.
give these decks a DP promos that support a deck from 5 years ago. Which
Or
I
that
still
support
like
that is
like,
essential support for the deck in this set, because that also
Yeah.
needs to happen.
yeah, exactly. So I think it's a nice middle ground where it's just like, okay, let's focus on 6 decks. Let's give them some good cards. Like, and I think this is clearly an understanding of what the decks needed. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the Supreme Kai Time, the Cooler, the Bojack,
Yeah.
like those 3, I think, really gain a lot from it. Agents of Destruction, that Omega is so nice. The Unison, really good utility tool. So I think Bandai are continuing to go in the right way. The Zenkai mechanics, along with the Unison mechanics, really bringing back some older decks. I would really like to see some older decks now, not from the Unison Warrior series, but from the pre-Unison Warrior series. So Infinite Multicolor. Or what was the Infinite? What was the multicolor block called? I can't remember.
I just remember it's IU, but that's
Yeah, Infinite.
Infinite Universes, something like that.
Maybe. Yeah. So like going back into those, like I'd like to see that. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I would like to see playback on those colors again, on those multicolors.
Mm.
But let's be honest, we had so many weird decks back then that it would be weird trying to see them again. Like, androids were really cool,
Mm.
but Beerus is already scary as it is. Do you want to give
Yeah,
it
that's true.
more?
Yeah, that's true.
Also, Android 21, right? That can't come back. Android
Mhm.
18 for the clone tokens could potentially come back. I'm really excited that we got the villainous stuff again. I still need to get my leader for the deck.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's to 2023 for Dragon Ball Super Card Game. It's going to be an exciting year with the digital client launching later in the year. Z3 already looking like a really creative set, at least in black, which
Yeah, we've
that's my
started
main
seeing
color.
Kamba cards. When we have a full color spread, we're going to do a video on that as well, because
Yeah.
no way we're doing 2 cards a day.
No, 2 cards a day is just not feasible. And we have a lot of other games to cover as well. So One Piece and Battle Spirit Saga on the channel. Maybe some Digimon, maybe some Flesh and Blood. Kind of just anything we feel like, really. We've got the Witcher board game coming out this year. The Avatar, the role-playing games coming out this year.
Grand Archive is coming this year.
We got plenty of good stuff coming down the line. So hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit that like button if you like this video. We have been Players Guild. I have been Scott7, your Guildmaster, joined by Loki Smith. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.